Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is testing an important price level on the chart, while Ethereum is forming a new pattern in the short term, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the 4-day Bitcoin chart. And right now, as of recording this video, according to the super trend indicator, the price of Bitcoin is still within a larger multi-month long bullish trend. And obviously, this has been the case since pretty much the start of this year, which is when this indicator flipped into the green, signaling a larger bullish trend starting. And as I said in more detail in my last video, this larger bullish trend on the larger timeframes would only get invalidated according to this indicator if we see a confirmed break back below around $24,000. And so obviously, as of right now, considering the fact that the price of Bitcoin is still above $24,000, this larger bullish trend is still intact and still playing out. And now obviously, if you zoom into some slightly smaller timeframes like the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, just recently over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so, we have been seeing some short-term bearish price action, which is obviously what I've been talking about over the last 1 to 2 weeks. Once again, just in the short term, as of recent, we have been leaning more bearish than bullish, but this doesn't necessarily change the larger bullish trend here on the larger timeframes. And now just heading back to that 8-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously we saw the confirmed break to the downside for this symmetrical triangle pattern below this support, which at that time was sitting at around 27.4k, and right now is sitting closer towards around 27.5k. And basically, if we end up seeing the price of Bitcoin confirm a breakout back above 27.5k, then in that case, that would actually invalidate this break to the downside and the technical price targets for this pattern to the downsides, which, by the way, in case you're new to this channel, the technical price targets for this break to the downside from this symmetrical triangle pattern is sitting at approximately $24,000. And obviously, so far, the price of Bitcoin from this initial break to the downside has moved around halfway between the break and the price targets. But once again, in order for the price of Bitcoin to come back down and complete this pattern with hitting that technical price target at around 24,000 approximately, we need to first see a confirmed rejection now of this level at around 27.5k, confirming it as a new resistance. Because in that case, if we do see a successful retest here and a rejection from 27.5k, then that would simply further confirm this break to the downside. Because anytime where we flip previous support into new resistance, obviously that is a shorter term bearish signal. But like I just said, if the price breaks out back above that level, then that technical price target gets invalidated, and that would significantly reduce the chances of the price actually pulling all the way back down towards around 24 to 25,000. So basically, right now, the price of Bitcoin really is at a critical moment, at least just in the short term, because this could end up being the moment where we further confirm that break to the downside, or essentially we confirm a bullish reversal in terms of the short-term trends here, because obviously we have been in a short-term bearish trend for a little over a week now. But if we end up seeing a confirmed breakout back above around 27.5k, then that would be a strong signal pointing towards a trend reversal in terms of the short-term bearish and bullish trends here. And in that case, here on the 8-hour chart, I'll be focusing on this line of resistance, which is sitting at around 28.8k approximately. And now, if you're zooming into the 4-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart, obviously over the last 2 to 3 days, we have seen this short-term bullish divergence play out. But just keep in mind, this bullish divergence is only really visible on the smaller time frames like this 4-hour chart, and usually bullish divergences on the 4-hour time frame last for around 2 days or so before they potentially begin to fade away. And so considering the fact that it's already been around 2 to 3 days since this bullish divergence confirmed on the 4-hour time frame, I would not exactly be relying on this bullish divergence itself in order to predict more bullish price action, and instead I would like to see other signals like a confirmed breakout back above this level in order to expect more bullish price action. And now just taking another look at that 4-hour Bitcoin chart, what is interesting is right now the price of Bitcoin is potentially forming a hidden bearish divergence, because obviously as of recording this video, we're seeing lower highs in the price of Bitcoin in the 4-hour candle closes, while the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is currently forming higher highs. And so once again, that is known as a hidden bearish divergence, which is usually a trend continuation pattern. So if we're in a bearish trend, that basically means we continue the bearish trend, but normally a hidden divergence is not as strong as a regular divergence. So if this hidden bearish divergence confirms, then it's likely we would simply see a pause from this short-term bullish price action here, and we will likely see some choppy sideways price action. But it is important to understand that right now, as of recording this video, this potential hidden bearish divergence is not yet confirmed, because we haven't really confirmed this lower high in the price action in place. Because, for example, if the price simply continues this short-term bullish price action and ends up forming a new higher high above this previous high, then in that case, we would not have a divergence at all. And so that's why we really need to cement this lower high in place with at least 1 to 2 4-hour candle closes in the red to essentially become confident that we do actually have a lower high here and we're not just in the middle of bullish price action. So at least for now, in the imminent short term, I'm somewhat neutral to bearish, because we have not yet invalidated this short-term bearish trend, because we're still seeing things like lower highs and lower lows. But if we start to see confirmed breakouts back above some of these levels like 27.5k with confirmation like candle closes back above that level, then in that case, I would start to flip much more bullish again in the shorter term. And obviously, pretty much since the beginning of this year, I've remained bullish on the larger bullish trend here on the larger timeframes. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, the price of ETH is bouncing from this area of support, sitting in between around 1770 to 1820. And now, if we were to see a confirmed break back below 1770, then in that case, our next area of support is sitting in between around 1650 to 1.7k. And as for significant resistance on the daily time frame, we still have this area of resistance in between around 1980 to 2040. And if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators, at the moment, these are still leaning more bearish than bullish, because, for example, the RSI has not yet broken this lower high, lower low formation, while the daily Ethereum MACD has not yet confirmed another bullish cross. It is still currently showing some bearish momentum at the moment. So once again, as I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 week or so, this means we are still looking somewhat bearish in the shorter term, but in terms of the larger multi-month trend, obviously this is still a larger bullish trend. We have not yet invalidated this multi-month long bullish trend. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And just recently, we have seen a breakout back above around 1810, which was acting as some short-term resistance. But right now, as I'm recording this video, the price of ETH is now running into this area of resistance in between around 1830 to 1850. And now, if we end up seeing a confirmed breakout back above 1850, then in that case, we would likely see the next resistance come into play at around 1890 approximately. And above that, we have more significant resistance in this price range in between 1920 to 1950. And as for short-term support, we should now be expecting this 1810 price level to now act as short-term support again, like we saw back here, considering we have just seen a breakback above that level. And in terms of the short-term trend and momentum, obviously, since all the way back up here, I have been leaning more bearish than bullish overall in the short term. But just recently, over the last 1 day, with this breakout back above 1810, and also with the 4-hour Ethereum RSI now forming higher highs and also potentially forming higher lows, obviously, these are the early signals telling us that we are potentially reversing from a short-term bearish trend into potentially a new short-term bullish trend. But if you're looking for more confirmation, then we could simply further confirm a short-term bullish trend here by confirming a breakout back above 1850. And also, ideally, if this potential hidden bearish divergence invalidates the formation phase, with the price simply forming a new higher high above this previous high, which is sitting at around 1870 to 1880. In that case, then we could become much more confident that the price is clearly entering into another short-term bullish trend. Because as of right now, we are technically seeing the formation of a possible hidden bearish divergence pattern, because once again, we're seeing lower highs in the price while the 4-hour Ethereum RSI is forming higher highs. And as I said earlier, this is technically a bearish trend continuation pattern, but it is also somewhat weaker than a regular bearish divergence. But either way, if we do end up seeing this confirm, then that could slow down this short-term bullish price action, and we'll likely see at least some sideways price action in the imminent short term, or perhaps a slight pullback. But once again, it is important to understand that right now, this pattern is only just potentially forming and is not yet confirmed, because we have not yet confirmed this lower high in place in the price action. Because as I said earlier, for Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, let's just say if the price continues further to the upside here and creates a new higher high, then obviously in that case, we have no divergence at all. So ideally, we really need to see at least a few 4-hour candle closes confirm in the red to be confident that we do actually have a lower high confirmed here in the price action, and we're not just in the middle of a new bullish trend potentially beginning. So overall, just in the shorter term, we are at a possible turning point where we could invalidate this bearish trend if we see some breakouts back above around 1870 to 1880. But at least for now, until the price actually confirms some of those other bullish signals, I'm still leaning a little bit more neutral to bearish just in the imminent short term in terms of the trend and momentum. But obviously on the larger time frames like this daily chart, we are still clearly within a larger multi-month long bullish trend despite this short-term bearish price action. And now if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is bearish, bullish, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.